Hello my witchy friends, welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. My name is Sophie, I'm the Midwest Magician, and it is a new year. This is my first sit down video of 2026. I did have an interview come out and I have been filming a vlog behind the scenes, but I thought to kick off this new year, I would do a fun video talking about what is in and out for my witchcraft practice in 2026. Now, there are a few things I want to touch on before getting into my ins and outs. And the first is that I am not a big New Year's believer, and I never really have been. Starting off a brand new year in the dead of winter does not feel seasonally appropriate to me. I personally find the spring equinox to be a better time to start a year. However, unfortunately, that is not the way our society is set up, so we have to work with what we've got. I do also have some gripes with New Year's resolutions. I am someone that personally believes you can decide to change your life at any point in time. You shouldn't have to wait for a brand new year, brand new week, brand new anything. If you want to make a change, now is always the best time to do it. Okay, next, I want to make it abundantly clear that these are my personal ins and outs for 2026. There is no pressure, no expectation, or anything like that from me for these ins and outs to be applicable to anyone else. I just thought this would be a fun video to talk about what I'm planning for the year ahead. And finally, I want to make this video into a little tag or a challenge because I want to see what my friends on YouTube are up to for the year of 2026. I want to know what their ins and outs are. And I also think it's a really cool way for us to connect with different channels and find new creators to watch. So definitely stick around to the end. I will be tagging some amazing creators here on the platform. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into these ins and outs. All right, my first in is shifting back into a more nature-aligned practice. This year, I really plan on going back to my more pagan roots. Although I'm not going to be practicing Wicca, I do want to shift more into the pagan side of things. And I really want to honor the seasons by kind of mirroring what is going on in nature around me within my practice and really allowing these seasons to guide my work as the year progresses. I think following the seasons really keeps things fresh within a practice. They're ever changing. The year of the wheel never stops turning, and there is always something to look forward to. All right, my first out of 2026 is comparing my practice to others. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is more of a buzzkill than comparison. And rather than feeling like my practice is missing out on something, I plan to look to others for inspiration and admiration. I feel like allowing myself to compare my altar to those on Pinterest or my practice to one that I see on YouTube or Instagram kind of just puts me in a position to make myself feel bad about what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. So no more of that. I'm going to allow myself to get excited and feel inspired about the things that I see, not feel like I should be doing more. All right, my next in, I am going to be making my own supplies. I already do my own oils and incense. However, I plan to do candles. I really want to make a stang, and really anything that I can think of that comes to mind, I want to try to make it before anything else. Unless it's something like forging metal, I just don't have the tools for that, but I do know a guy. It's my husband. And of course, I do plan to add more things to my Etsy shop and hopefully have a lot more updates to the shop in 2026. But I feel like making my own tools and really putting my own energy into the things that I am using with my craft is just going to make the magic that much more potent. All right, my next out is following every single witchy trend. I will admit I don't typically do this anyways, but I do think it kind of lends to my last out of comparing my practice. The main idea behind this out is making sure that I'm being very intentional and giving my very limited energy to things that will help my practice grow, things that will improve my life and help me to get to where I want to be, not just to make it look cooler for Instagram or TikTok, which I don't have, or YouTube. My next in is having a physical planner. Mine isn't very witchy. It looks witchy just because it's a moon and I put some witchy stickers on the inside to make it look cool when I close it. But word around the cauldron is that these are pretty trendy right now, which I know I said I'm not following trends, but it's for a good reason. Firstly, the act of writing down our plans and intentions statistically makes it 42% more likely that we will complete these goals. If you pair that existing statistic with the advantage of being a witch, that is a recipe for success, my friends. I also really like the idea of having a planner for more privacy purposes. Nobody can steal the data of my goals, ambitions, and dreams and sell it back to me through an Instagram ad. I feel like the act of keeping things in a planner kind of adds an air of secrecy, which is really alluring to me. And it really allows me to explore my ideas on my own without additional outside influence. I really don't like the idea of companies using the power of suggestion and marketing to get my money, to get my attention, or just to use it against me in general. All right, my next out is giving any amount of fucks about what anyone thinks about me or my practice. You hate folk magic? It sounds like you're bothered, not me. You think calling yourself a magician sounds silly or you're taking yourself too seriously? Okay, don't do it. You wouldn't call what I do magic? Then go over there and do your own version. I am a magician, I am a witch, and I am an unbothered motherfucking bitch this year. My next in is whimsy. In my mind, no thing is too small to make whimsical. This year, I want to be a magical little hobbit, practicing witchcraft and making delectable little treats coated with powdered sugar. I want to adorn my house with the magical elements of every season, and I really want just whimsical flair to be added to everything that I put my hands on this year. This year, I want to fit in as much fun, as much cuteness, and as much playful and whimsical energy as I possibly can. All right, my next out. This is gonna be controversial because I know some people absolutely love this and some absolutely hate this, but it is AI. Listen, I understand. So many people really love AI and it can be helpful at times for some things. I've dabbled in it previously, but I am so over it. I'm already seeing it infiltrating witchcraft books. I can tell when people use it for their Instagram captions, and it really makes everything feel cold and lifeless, like a dead fish. And genuinely, I am so over seeing the same fugly art over and over and over again on different sloppily edited posts and oracle decks. I also kind of worry that people are gonna start slipping into spiritual psychosis if they're using ChatGPT too often, but that's an entirely different topic for another video for another time. AI is over convenient, and I do have a video asking the question if convenience culture is taking the craft out of witchcraft. I will put that somewhere on the screen because I think it's a conversation worth revisiting, but it really makes us shut off our brains, and I personally think they are turning to mush with the overuse of AI. And I also kind of feel icky about the idea of using AI to train AI. They're basically taking what we prompt it and trying to sell it back to us with monthly ChatGPT subscriptions. ChatGPT doesn't need my free labor. If they want me to train their AI bots, they can send me a check in the mail every month. All of that to say, I would rather rely on my own brain to think and come to my own conclusions and write my own spells, and not a robot's. This year, I swear to God, if I see another M dash or an honestly, it's more than this, it's also this, I will scream. Okay, this is my last in for the year, and that is glamour magic. This year, I really want to take the time to look, feel, and radiate beauty and confidence unapologetically. I have this problem where I intentionally make myself smaller to fit in. No more. I'm done with that. I don't care about conforming. I don't care about fitting in. I am personally using glamour magic this year to become a beacon. I want to feel beautiful, and I really want to let my confidence shine to invite others in and allow them to do the same. So this year, we are going to be a community of gorgeous, confident, glowing witches. And my last out is overconsumption. This ties into making my own supplies, but I am tired of buying copious amounts of things for my practice. Although I will say this one is kind of tough, and I'm sure it's tough for a lot of people. I enjoy getting my packages in the mail, and I enjoy having something to look forward to. who doesn't? So I have offloaded all of the apps that I use to purchase things, and I've decided to sign up for a once monthly Witchy subscription box, which is something I've never tried before. But this way it really feels like I'm getting the best of both worlds. I have something to look forward to each month while also limiting how much I am consuming. And the cool part is if I don't like the Witchy subscription box, I can cancel it at any time. There's no locked in contracts or anything like that, which is honestly a lot better than having a bunch of things pending delivery or shipment from Amazon and places like that I ultimately would not be able to cancel. And it also really helps with the goal of keeping my practice seasonal, as it does seem that this subscription box kind of follows the wheel of the year. So I'm hoping that this will be a win-win. We'll see how it goes as the year progresses. Now I want to hear from some other creators what their 2026 Witchcraft ins and outs are. So I'm going to be tagging Selena from Essence of the Moon. I'm tagging Yadira from Underneath the Veil of Marigolds. I am tagging Emmy CG. I'm also tagging Serena St. Sinclair. I am going to be tagging The Wild Witch. And if you are somebody that is watching that has been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I want to tag you. This is your call to action to make your channel and upload your first video, and use the hashtag 2026 Witchcraft Ins and Outs. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my 2026 Witchcraft Ins and Outs. If you made it to the end of the video, can you leave a little crystal ball emoji? I love to see who watches all the way to the end. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you very soon for the next video. Bye.